So, this song is about love, I mentioned. Jarabi. I would like very much if you could join us on this song. We are Jarabi. We are Jarabi. We are Jarabi. We are Jarabi. For those that can do two things at the same time, to clap and sing. Yeah, or half.
Bonjour. Bonjour à tous. Hi, everyone.
Hello to everybody.
I hand it now over to Sylvester.
Je passe. I hand the floor to Sylvester.
Thank you very much, Amy, and welcome everybody to our final session. So far, the time has run pretty fast, but indeed, this has to come to an end so that another phase can begin. So thank you once again for joining us, and then we appreciate your time, your effort, and your dedication to joining this session on building community power. I would hand over to Ishmael to take us through the translation session, and then we pick it up from there. Thank you very much. Ishmael, over to you. And Amy, if you can please put up the slide on interpretation, then we proceed from there. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sylvester. Hello, everyone. So I will take us through the interpretation. If you look at your screen, if you're using computer, you will see the globe icon as indicated on the slide here. So please click on it. It will give you the options of languages to choose from, either English or French. So once you click on the language, it will automatically take you to the language room. And if you are using your mobile phone, please check. You will see the three dots at the bottom of your phone, of your phone screen. So once you click on it, it will display the two languages to choose from. Once you choose any of the languages, it will automatically take you to the language. And please, while speaking, try to speak slowly so that the interpreters can be able to get you very well. Thank you very much. And I will hand over now to Joy for the icebreaker. Joy, please, you can take over.
Thank you, Ishmael. So we remember during our last session, we talked about going through people's bios. And for our icebreaker, we once again want to go through just a couple to see if we actually did our homework. So for the very first one, we have a participant from Kenya. She's a professional artist who uses her art for advocacy within the community. Might we know who that could be? Do you have any answers? She's from Kenya. She's a professional artist who uses her art for advocacy within the community. Have anyone see the answer? You could have some write in the chat. Do you have anyone who might know the answer? Okay, maybe as we wait for answers to stream in, I could read the second one. This one's from Mali. When she sees tears, it triggers her waterworks too. She's like a human empathy facet overflowing with emotion at the drop of a tear. Could read it again. She's from Mali. When she sees tears, it triggers her waterworks too. She's like a human empathy facet overflowing with emotion at the drop of a tear. Might we know who that is? Then maybe I'll just read the third one also. From Benin, she's a bookworm and she plays the violin. From Benin, she is a bookworm and she plays the violin. Do we have any answers, anyone? I can't see anything on the chat so far.
We have,
Right, I see.
yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Joy. We have two responses in the chat.
Yes, I think one's in French. I see one. Is that Aisha? From Mali. I don't believe that's the right answer. We also have an answer from Shem. He says that the Kenyan artist is Njeri Kinuthia. Sorry, Shem, that's not the right answer either. Do we have any other answers, maybe?
Okay, we have another answer for number 3. Sheila is saying number 3 is Sarah. Sarah. Yeah.
Not the right answer, sorry.
I think that's right. Sheila is right. She has 3 names, so that's Sarah. Sheila is right. She has 3 names there, so that is Sarah. But Amy and everybody, I think next time we have to put a prize on this icebreaker thing because people are not getting to know others and I think it's a concern for me. But anyway, we have Sheila who has actually gotten one right. Maybe as we proceed, Joy, what you can do is that maybe as we proceed, we see if people can still have answers to this question. I'm not saying people should go back and then maybe look at the bio we've shared. No. But anyway, it's your call, Joy. So I leave it to you.
Yeah, maybe do we come back and look at it later, Sylvester? Do we carry on and maybe come back and look at it after some time?
Okay, we can do that. It's possible. Maybe let's give people some time. But please read the bios. That's how you get to meet your colleagues. Aside the WhatsApp chat and aside the engagement that we have, please read the bios. Okay, Joy, take us away.
All right then. So I would like to, we'll come back later. So maybe I could hand over to Amina so she could give us the open plenary.
Hello, everyone. Honestly, I also can't believe that we've come to the end of this course. It's gone by so fast. And I have one question to all of us. What is the thing that we will take away from this course based on the 5 weeks that we've been together? What's one thing that really stood out for us that we're going to take away with us? And maybe we're going to implement it or something. So you can raise your hands or you can write in the chat. And if you write in the chat, we'll read them out. Just one thing. Could be more than one, but at least one. I don't know, there's some, Danny. Danny, go ahead.
Bonjour, merci beaucoup. Bonjour, merci beaucoup. C'est Danny depuis la République.
Hello, I am Danny from the RDC. One thing that I will not forget is the voice that has been shared by Mrs. Miangese from Kenya. She said, we are going to solve these problems together, and we will be able to solve them together. And it's the basis of the work. So that's what I will take with me. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Danny. So working together, yes, to build community power, working together. In the chat, I see Amy has said very energetic sessions. Somebody else has written, having an axe to cut injustice and a hammer to build justice. Yeah, fantastic. Someone else, Solomon, has said, I learned that teamwork is part of paralegalism. Fantastic. Anybody else has something they want to share? You can raise your hand or continue to write in the chat. There's French. Amy, I see a French in there. If you can read it out for us.
Non, en fait, c'est moi qui a écrit ça.
Actually, it's me that has written this sentence.
Okay. Okay. Somebody else in the chat has written, there's power in unity and being organized. Yes. Power in unity and being organized.
Oui, je vois ici.
Yes, I can see it. I can see it. I can see the collective work to fight against injustice, which means solidarity and unity together.
In the chat again, I learned how to build community confidence and justice. There is always power in unity and togetherness. I don't know if Lenovo, there's someone with Lenovo, like they've been trying to talk, I don't know. Maybe just to say that some people don't have their names up, if you could rename yourselves so we know, if not, you're just, there's some French there as well. Amy, I don't know, can you read it?
Oui, je vais lire les messages en français.
Yes, I will read the Hamad Boubaka from Burkina Faso is saying, I take with me how to fight against injustice. No victory or solution is actually to be underestimated. And Danielle from Benin, the importance to support persons that get implicated. Yes, it has to do with leadership. It's very good.
Yeah.
Then we have Edward Mahuton from, yes, I take with me, the program is for the communities, the power to move the limits starts with the knowledge of our rights. Another note, the other messages I think are in English. Maybe you can actually read it, Amina?
Yeah. So before we read the chat, I see somebody has his hand up, Methonu Pakom.
Bonjour à tous, j'espère que vous vous portez bien.
Hello, everybody. I hope you are all well. I am Metonu Pakom. What I take with me from these training sessions, I wrote it actually in the chat, is what has been mentioned by somebody else before, is the work that from us who are within the community. It's all the work to actually work on the base leadership. And it's sometimes the people are not from the community, but we can develop them as leaders. That's all I wanted to mention. It's the base leadership.
Thanks, Methonu. I'll read out maybe two more. Maybe Amy, you can read out two more as well. So Evans Muswahili said, communities world over have hidden power that can be brought out and built to create greater public good. There's one from Shem Irungu, who says, the key takeaway from this building community power training is understanding the importance of collective action. By uniting community members around shared goals and leveraging their collective skills, knowledge, and resources, you can effectively address common challenges, advocate for rights, and create sustainable change. This collaborative approach empowers individuals, amplifies their voices, and fosters a strong, resilient community. I think Shem has almost put everything in a nutshell. This is a great one. I'll hand over to Amy. If you read two more, and then I think we can proceed. Thank you. And keep the chats coming, keep writing. Amy, if you can take two French ones. If there's some.
Bien sûr, je vais le faire.
Yes, of course. Fatima Takante, elle dit que community power is being built by the strengthening of the leadership, the solidarity between them, and the knowledge of their rights. And also we have Gando Musubu. There is also community education that changes the attitude and the awareness of our rights, and it's a real influence to actually motivate us to pursue our fight. I have read already the message from Evra Moto. So I think we can carry on, Emina.
Yeah. So keep the chats coming. It's great seeing what everybody is writing. And I'll hand over Amy to take us now to the session proper. Thank you. Amy, over to you.
Merci, juste une seconde. Je cherche quelque chose ici et je trouve pas ce que je cherche.
Thank you very much. I'm just trying to find out something to share with you.
Okay. Okay.
Right.
Okay. Désolé pour ça. Maintenant, pour
Sorry, we can go on now with our session. So this course was conceived as a learning process, and it was an online process of 5 weeks, but it's only a first step. The second one will be the drafting of a proposal inspired by the key takeaways from this course that we will help to give an answer to injustice. Sometimes we are doing some courses and we have great ideas, but we have no money to implement them. So as the GJN, we want to link learning and implementing. And the third step will be the selection of proposal. It must be a participative process, and each organization will have the possibility to classify its proposal. One organization, one vote. And I will share the details with you later on. Adding to the content, we will examine the regional representation. The selection process was thought so that the proposals chosen could represent Eastern Africa, Western Africa, Central and Southern Africa, with a mix of French-speaking and English-speaking participants. The face-to-face exchanges are another important part of this learning process, and they will give us the opportunity to meet in person so as to refine our proposals and visit a community center. We will have two groups based on the language, one for the French speakers, organized by Natural Justice in Senegal, the other one organized by the Paralegal Alliance Network in Zambia. And once all these proposals are finalized, they will be submitted to the LEF, the Legal Empowerment Fund, for funding. And I myself, Amy Sellingstead, will share more information about this. I have to tell you also that some 105 people were registered to participate in this course, but we have normally between 70 and 75 people each time, which is very well. This course was very interactive, and I would like to thank you for your participation. And we had some 78 organizations represented in these sessions. Now, I would like to share some numbers. You can see the number of French-speaking and English-speaking participants and the distribution of participants by African regions. You can see that Eastern Africa had the greatest number of participants with 23 people, so 22 for Kenya and Uganda 2. Well, it's 20, it was 25, not 23. The English-speaking Western Africa was represented by Sierra Leone with 3 participants, Nigeria with 9 participants, Ghana with 3, and Liberia with 1. Southern Africa was represented by Malawi, Zimbabwe, and Zambia, and you can see how many participants they did had in these sessions. So it means 49 English speakers between our participants. For the French speakers, Western Africa had a total of 23 people, from Senegal 7, Benin 9, Burkina Faso 3, Guinea 1, Mali 1, and Togo 1. Central Africa had 6 participants, RDC 2, Congo 2, and Chad 1. I know that from the political and economical point of view, RDC only united recently to the community of Eastern Africa, but for the sake of this training, we classified the RDC with Central Africa, so as to have a better balance between regions and languages. We hope that you have been able to read the questions because we have shared with you a little time ago the proposal model. It has 4 great sections, and I hope everything is clear. Are there any questions so far?
Ok, continuez.
Ok. Ici, sur l'annonce du problème,
So the first section is the problem description. We are trying to have the description, the drafting of a concrete challenge in terms of justice or an opportunity that you would like to tackle. Maybe a law project that is being drafted over some land rights. Then you have to take into account the success vision, because you do have to remember that after identifying the problem, you do have to mobilize so as to give a solution. But the solution that we are looking for should implement some systems and structures to prevent or minimize the injustice impacts, and the community should be in a better position. As for the power analysis, the institutional pillars and the elements within the communities that are identified, everything should be clear and show that you really understand the deepest roots of injustice that you are trying to fight against what you are trying to fight. And the second section is the strategic one. As for the community power development, we would like, what are the strategies that you are actually using to consolidate the power and the challenge that you are facing in using those strategies. Then we will examine if all those legal empowerment strategies are well articulated so as to fight against injustice and overcome some of the challenges that were identified. And as for the key learnings, we want to know how the learnings and trainings will be used in the framework of the fight against injustice from the strategic point of view. As for the solutions, we do organize our training courses, and we are expecting 3 impacts, 3 levels of impact. From the organization point of view, we hope that you will be using some of the learnings, of some of the lessons learned to improve your programs or try new strategies. Some organizations are trying to use the no-use shape language to describe their work. Some other are creating some legal empowerment departments. Everything depends on you and on your resources. Our goal is to institutionalize the learnings. As for the question about the activities that you are going to implement at the level of the organization, it will be interesting to see what you have to say. As for the impact on the community, what are you doing differently as a participant now that you have more information, more ideas? Will that change your way of interacting with communities? What kind of changes do you expect to see within the communities, and what activities will you implement differently at the community level to remedy injustice by reinforcing community power? As for the legal empowerment, we all do a wonderful job within the community, but we do not have always the opportunity to share it. So in this training course, we have had the opportunity to share and hear what many organizations had to say. It was very inspiring. For instance, Ndoum Lumwert in Senegal, about the funding of its work. Sorry, Amy was gone for a moment, and we tried to see, for instance, if you are funded for implementing some kind of initiative, such as the one that we saw during this training course, how can it help other organizations to improve the legal empowerment work? As for the general information, we would like to know simply if you intend to share the lessons learned from your initiative. Will you draft anything? Will you record anything by video or audio? And we would like to know if you will need anything more, some counseling, some guidelines, or anything else. We will share with you everything we do have. So now, as for the scoring, here it goes. Each section, each main section is problem, strategy, and solution, and has 5 points as a maximum for each. So in total, the proposal can get a maximum of 15 points. The section dedicated to the general information will not be classified, but we will need it because we will need the information for the follow-up purposes. Each organization will receive a proposal and the criteria to follow as a classification with a classification goal. Joy will explain you how to do this, and you will be able to decide if you give a score between 5 exceptional, 4 above average, 3 average, 2 below average, 1 low. So you just have to give a score and you don't have to explain anything. So I will now tell you that when we are doing the follow-up of the proposal, we only have to give some points. So we don't have to explain anything at this stage, right? And I will now give the floor to Joy, she will go on.
All right, thank you, Amy, for that breakdown. I'll just expand on what Amy has said, and I'll start off by just retaliating that the groups are divided by the different regions. So we have the East Africa region, we have the Southern Africa region, we have the Western Africa region, and the Central Africa region. So for the East Africa region, there are 25 registered organizations, with a majority of them coming from Kenya. So we have two groups from the East Africa region, Group A and B. Group A has 11 Kenyan organizations and 1 Ugandan organization. Then we have Group B that has 12 Kenyan organizations and 1 Ugandan organization. Group A will receive 12 proposals, that's for the 11 organizations from Kenya and the 1 from Uganda. And Group B will receive 13, that's for the 12 Kenyan organizations and the 1 from Uganda. Each organization in each group will be given 1 proposal to rank. Group A and B will each select the 2 highest ranks. Group A and B will each select 2 highest ranked proposals. So in total, we have 4 proposals, which they'll then forward to the committee in charge. So that's for East Africa. Please go to the next slide. Right, so now we have the West Africa and Southern Africa region. This is the Anglophone region that has Group C and Group D. Group C has 6 West Africa organizations and 6 Southern African organizations. Group D has the same 6 West Africa organizations and 6 Southern African organizations. Group C will receive 12 proposals, and so will Group D. We receive 12 proposals. Each organization in each group will be given one proposal to rank. Group C and D will each select two of the highest ranked proposals. So that's two from each West Africa, two, and two from South Africa, making it a total of 4. So next slide, please. Okay, so now we are in the Central African region that has Group E. Group E has 2 organizations from Congo-Kinshasa, 3 from Brazzaville, and finally 1 from Chad. Group E will receive 6 proposals, with each organization being given 1 proposal to rank. Each organization in each group will be given 1 proposal to rank, and Group E will select 2 highest ranked proposals. So out of all the proposals, they'll forward 2. And then now we're on to next slide, please.
Number 29. David Mucha and Beatrice, number 30.
We're finally in the Francophone region of West Africa with 23 organizations. So it has Group F and Group G. Group F has 4 organizations from Senegal, 5 from Benin, 1 from Burkina Faso, 1 from Guinea, and 1 from Mali. Group G has 3 from Senegal, 5 from Benin, 1 from Burkina Faso, 1 from Guinea, and 1 from Togo. Group F will receive 12 proposals and Group G 11. Each organization, just like the others, will receive 1 proposal to rank. So Group F and D will each select 2 highest ranked proposals. So in total, 4 proposals. Okay, next slide, please. So at the end of the day, the goal is really to have representation throughout the continent. And that's why we have representation from both the eastern side, the central side, the West African side, and the Southern African side. So we will redact the name of the organization and the country. And also the proposals for purposes of anonymity will have serial numbers. If not all 78 organizations submit a proposal, we will work with the number submitted, and we will use the regional balancing formula to ensure regional representation. I believe that's now I'd like to hand over back to Amy so she could take it away.
Merci beaucoup. Juste une seconde.
Thank you very much. For the financing, I will start again and I will pass the word for the LEF. They have committed to an implementation of grants of around $200,000. It's an organization that has actually been selected after our selection process. So they will grant $200,000 that will be spread between the organizations that have been selected. Now I pass the floor to Amy, who is from Legal Enforcement Empowerment, so that she can explain to us how we can use these funds.
Hi, everyone. Glad to be on this call.
Amy?
So, as Amy said, I am also named Amy, spelled the same way. And I work for the Legal Empowerment Fund. We are a program at an organization called the Fund for Global Human Rights. We make grants to grassroots organizations all around the world that use legal empowerment strategies. And we're very excited to be working with the Grassroots Justice Network and this particular course with Amy to offer the funding for the groups. I told Amy, like, this way of regional balancing and scoring and choosing proposals amongst yourselves, I think is an incredible process. And I look forward to seeing how it goes. And then we'll be in touch on our side for sort of the technical requirements. So groups that are selected will have to go through our due diligence process, which we try to keep as light touch as possible. And then we'll talk about any other requirements for the grant. But yeah, I'll be here to answer any questions and work with Amy to make sure everyone has the information. Thanks.
Merci beaucoup, Aimé. Maintenant, c'est le moment de question and answer. I'm going to speak in English because I'm sorry to my
Right. I will now move to English because I can't actually speak English, so I will do it in French.
Okay. I think we can all hear each other now.
Je crois qu'on peut tous s'entendre maintenant.
I can hear the translation in French, and I'm in the English channel. This is Amy. I have changed to the English channel. Okay, je vais continuer maintenant. I am seeing questions already here in the chat that Central Africa did not understand how they are split, and Caleb Wanga wants us to send this information again with clear information on email. That is what we're going to do. And Victoire is saying that the French interpretation is not working. I hope it is working now. Just to go back to the PowerPoint and answer Dani's question. Just give me a second, please. Just hide. Sorry about that. It's okay. Here for Central Africa, there are only 6 organizations from Central Africa. That is 2 from Democratic Republic of Congo, 3 from the Republic of Congo, and 1 from Chad. So what that means is that we are expecting 6 proposals from the Central Africa region. So what we're going to do before sharing these 6 proposals with each one of you, you'll each have 1 to go through. We will remove the information about country. We will remove anything that gives out where this proposal is. So we will redact all that information. So Dani, what it means here in this group is each one of you is going to receive 1 proposal to go through and to rank. And then when all of you have finished ranking, you will send your proposals to us. And then what we're going to do as a faculty, that is myself, Sylvester, Amina, we're going to go through the rankings you have shared with us, and then we will be able to choose 2 proposals from Central Africa that have got the highest points. So we're going to choose number 1 and number 2. I hope that's clear for you, Dani. And for the rest of the team, what we're going to do is we're going to send this information on email, and we're going to break it down. It's going to be very clear to all of you. And each grouping has a group leader from among the faculty. And so if you have any question, you'll be free to ask us. Right now, I'd like to also say, if you have any questions for the Legal Empowerment Fund, please, please share it, because Amy is here and you have enough time with her to ask her any question under the sun concerning the Legal Empowerment Fund. Yes, before anyone raises their hand, I see Lugendo. Lugendo, I will share the details of the criteria of the proposal, everything that I've highlighted in this presentation, I'm going to share with you. Okay, Susan is asking, how will you engage participants or organizations who participated and shall not be privileged to win the proposal? So this is a very good question, Susan, and it's also kind of like a trick question. So we were discussing amongst ourselves. So let's say 14 or 12 organizations are lucky enough to be selected, or their proposals are selected. What happens to the rest? What happens is that we don't really have any firm plans in mind, but we are exploring a way in which we can award the runners-up. And that will come in the email that we're going to send. We just need to confirm that the budget line is okay, and then we will be able to send a line on how we will engage the runners-up, those who do not manage to meet in person or for their proposals to be funded. However, also just remember that the runners-up doesn't cover everybody. So a lot of people will still not have anything beyond this, but at least, Susan, you'll agree with me that you have knowledge, you have learned a lot that you can go back into the communities and implement. Kindly give an explanation for East African organizations as well. Yes, Jane, in East Africa, we're 12 organizations. We are 25 organizations representing Kenya and Uganda. So we have split the groups into two, and each organization will receive one proposal to go through. And we will use the same format. The two highest ranking proposals from each group in East Africa are the ones that are going to be selected for to receive funding from the Legal Empowerment Fund. So Jane, don't worry, we're going to put this information on WhatsApp as well, and we're going to share it on email. In terms of the deadline, that is coming up after this question and answer session, and Sylvester will walk us through the deadline. John Wilson Mangwala is asking to be put in the WhatsApp groups. John Wilson, where have you been all this time? Everybody has been on WhatsApp. Sylvester is going to add you on WhatsApp, John Wilson, so that you can have access to this information. Do we have certificates for completing this training? Yes, we do have certificates for completing this training. Sylvester will talk about it. Of course, there's a disclaimer to who is going to get a certificate, and I leave that hard work to Sylvester to explain. Onge Marie is asking, okay, if one organization is represented by two countries, one office is in a Francophone area and the other office is in an Anglophone country, can they submit two proposals? Yes, let them submit those two proposals. Because what is happening in the Anglophone country is not happening in the Anglophone country. Maybe they're working on two different things. Let them submit that, because the Beninois are not the same as the Nigerians. It's totally different context. So let's see, bring them in, and your fellow participants are going to judge and see which one is the best proposal. What should the life of the project be? That is a question for the Legal Empowerment Fund to answer. Amy, I'll leave that to you. And Jen is happy, and also Seshika Chene is happy. They are just clapping. And Onge Marie says thank you. So Amy, what's the life of the fund? I mean, of the resources that people are going to get? How long should they use the resources for? You're on mute, Amy, if you're speaking.
Sorry, I hit video and not the microphone. Typically, we've done 1-year grants, particularly at this sort of amount, around almost 15,000. I would suggest 1 year to spend the grant. It also makes it easier because we can give it out as one tranche. We've done 2-year grants in the past, but it still involves additional reports and splitting up the tranches of funding. So at this amount, I would suggest 1 year. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Amy. Lugendo Musobokelwa from RDC is asking, he's asking if the in-person exchanges will only take place for the proposals that have been successful. Yes. Only the proposals that have been selected and have been successful will meet in person. The reason being is that now they have an opportunity.
Ma question est la suivante.
Question is the following. Okay, I pass you the floor, Lugendo. Yes, we can hear you. Yes. I wanted to know whether the people who are going to participate in the exchange of the proposals and whether the persons who will actually analyze the proposal have already obtained the grants or not, and what did they do with it?
Okay.
Yes, we have translated what Lugendo's question was.
Okay, Lugendo, I hope you can hear me. The learning exchange is for the proposals that have been selected. The learning exchange will be uniquely for the proposals that have been selected to move forward to get funding from LEF. The reason being is, as I explained in the beginning of the session, is now these proposals that are selected, they will now get to meet in person to further refine their proposals before submitting to the LEF. As I said, it's a learning journey. So if you're selected, know that there are two things that are going to happen. One, you'll receive funding from the LEF. Two, you qualify to go for an in-person exchange. Salem, when is the deadline to submit the proposal? Sylvester, after this, has a presentation on timelines. Please hold on. For the West Africa region, please elaborate regarding this aspect. Roxanne, I think you're speaking about the Anglophone West Africa region. So what happened is that we had to combine West and South Africa because the numbers were relatively small on their own. So we combined West and Southern Africa applications. So what's going to happen from that process, Roxanne, is that we're going to identify the two highest ranked West African proposals and the two highest ranked Southern African proposals. And this is just for the Anglophone West Africa and Anglophone Southern Africa. Francophone West Africa have been put together. Solomon Mohammed Zoka is asking, are there any funds to recover our resources used? Please let me know. Solomon, when we started this course, one of the requirements is that you have access to internet. And if you don't have access to internet, your mother organization, your parent organization, or the organization you're affiliated to should be able to cater for your internet. All of this is in the criteria that you signed up on. So we're not in a position to give you the resources or refund the resources that have already been used. Ange Marie is asking,
Oui, je posais une question.
Yeah,
Oui,
posez la question, Ange-Marie.
Ok, merci. Je disais
yes. I was wondering if within one region, if the proposal does not answer to the criteria or there is a problem of quality, which may happen, what can we do? Will there be anything to do before the validation, or? I don't know if it's clear.
No, Ange-Marie, I am trying to understand your question because what is happening is that all the participants here are the ones who are grading or who are marking the proposals. None of the faculty are marking the proposals. So it's up to you to decide which one is good quality, which one passes. And then based on your rankings, then us, we just go with the highest marks. The highest ones from West Africa, the highest marks from South Africa, the highest ones from Francophone Africa. we're just really making a decision based on the responses you give us. So it's up to you to decide which one is good, which one is not, based on the criteria we're going to share. Susan, yes, you will have the opportunity to know which organization wins the proposal. This process is open, fair, and transparent, unlike many elections in this continent. But we will try and be open, fair, and transparent. So you will get the opportunity to know which organization wins the proposal because we will share that information with you. Okay, I think those are the questions that we've been able to answer now. Ange Marie, if you're not satisfied with my response, I can see you on WhatsApp. We can talk on WhatsApp and have that clarification. Sylvester, I think it's your turn now. I've run out of words.
Thank you very much, Amy. Yeah, so timelines.
Hold on, Sylvester.
Yeah, that's okay. So whilst Amy put up the slide on timelines, let me touch briefly on the certificate. Yeah, so participants have asked whether or not we are going to share certificate. So yes, we would share certificate, but then the caveat is that you should have attended at least 3 sessions for you to earn a certificate. So what we are going to do is that we are going to check automatically. Zoom gives us the attendance list of people who attend the course. So we are going to, for all the 5 courses, so we are going to check the list, and then based on that, we will use that to issue the certificate. And once we are sending the certificate, we would also send the materials together with the links to the videos and other things that you are likely to use going forward for your work. So that is the announcement on certificate. Yeah, so like Amy has said, the in-person exchange is actually, it will accumulate from the proposal bit. The people the 14 organizations who are able to make it successfully, they get to meet in person to go deeper in the learning and work in terms of build their proposals more further. So we are going to have 2 in-person exchanges, one for the Francophone and then the other for the Anglophone participants. So the Francophone one is going to be held in Senegal by Natural Justice, and then the Francophone one will be held by Paralegal Alliance Network in Zambia. So these are the 2 places that we are going to have the in-person exchange. As part of the in-person exchange, there will be site visits to have in-depth discussions about the proposals and opportunities to refine them, as Amy and myself, we have mentioned already. So what I would say is that when we are able to receive the proposals and we announce the final 14 people or the organizations that makes it to the in-person exchange, we'll come back to you again for your passport and any other biodata we need to process for your travel. But please, you have to have a passport. You never know, your organization may win the sport, so you need to have a passport to be able to travel. So I want to also put that information out there so that people work on their passport. The next thing is on timelines. Yes, timelines. People are asking. So here are the timelines. So by the 14th of June, we expect to receive all the proposals from the organizations. We expect to receive them. We will share emails to that effect. Like Amy has said, we'll put all this information in an email and then give you all the details you need to know, so you know where to send the proposal. But you send it to myself, Joy, and then Ishmael, but still we'll share information on that. Then by 30th of June, the ranking should have been completed, and then we would announce the people who make it latest by July will make the announcement. And then also the in-person exchange, the 14 people who are able to make it to the in-person exchange would that is scheduled for between October and November this year. So again, we'll do due diligence and then disbursement of the fund. That one will confirm it, as Amy from her presentation in the earlier thing has already mentioned. They will have to do some due diligence and other checks before the funds are received. So all those information will be shared with you as and when we progress. I see some comments in the chat. Nana from Ghana is asking, please, would there be a template for proposal writing? Nana, we have shared the template in the WhatsApp group, but of course, we will be glad to share it again and then ensure that you have it. But please, in case we are unable to address all your questions on this platform, I know that now the WhatsApp platform is going to actually be very engaging. So organizers, please be on standby because people are going to bombard you with a lot of questions. So you can also ask your questions there. But of course, we will share details, information with you, and then we would proceed from there. So once I have shared the timelines and everything, I hope everyone is happy. And then better luck to all of you. That would be so I will hand over
there's
to.
A question.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, Sylvester. There's a question from Gloria. She wants to know the timeline for submission of proposals, which I think you've just shared. Gloria, I hope you have seen that. But then we will share it with you. I think it's June. What did you say, Sylvester? June 14th?
Yes, June 14th.
The deadline
for
submitting the proposals. And then once the proposals are submitted, we will share them with you so that you can rank. So Gloria is asking, her second part of the question is, will the selection be done in group or how will the selection be done? Gloria, each organization will receive one proposal and you rank it as an organization, not as a group. So Gloria, I know you're from Future for Future in Benin. So Future for Future, we will send you a proposal that just has the content. And then based on the criteria we will share with you, Future for Future as an organization will rank that one proposal. And that's it. And that's the same. The same thing we'll do with natural justice. The same thing we're going to do with Kakuma Community Justice Center. The same thing we're going to do with Vision de Fields en Action. All organizations are just going to have one proposal to look at. Nana, I think your question has been answered. Shukwa diligence. I mean, Lugenda is asking, what does due diligence entail? So Amy, I think that is a question for you. If you're still here, you can tell us what the due diligence entails. Amy.
Sure. So the due diligence is it's conducted by our grants management team, and it will ask for things such as like a list of your organization's officers and board members. It will send us any sort of founding documents that you have about your organization or any certificates of like registration. It will ask for bank account information for your organization. And then if you don't have a bank account, it will ask for, we'll ask for the information of a fiscal sponsor. So it should be information that like every organization has. But I'm happy to provide more details in an email if that's helpful.
Yes, that will be helpful. We'll put all of that in information in an email. Grace Zancrin, she's asking if the proposals will be done in group. No, one proposal per organization. We were just grouping you together to make it easier to see how we're going to distribute the proposals. But each organization, one proposal. Solomon, Mohammed, when will you send the certificate? Today or no? Solomon, we can't send the certificate today. We still have to work on it and put in the names. And you see there's been 105 participants. So please give us time. Maybe 3 weeks, we'll be able to send you your certificate, Mohammed. Gloria, thank you. Mayom, thank you for joining us. I hope Kakuma is okay. And we wish you all the best in the application. Please rest assured we're going to send you all this information on email and you'll have the time to look through it and interact with it. Okay, kindly tell us where the proposal will be directed. I mean proper address. So we will put this in your WhatsApp groups. Each group has an organizer and that's the person you send the email to. So Roxanne in your group, I don't know which group you're in, we'll give you the email address of the organizer and you send the email there. And you send your proposal there.
So, suppose you are being the organization is being presented for more than one participant.
So how are we going to write the proposals?
And that's why we said one organization, one vote. So each organization, a proposal. It doesn't matter if you're 5 of you. You can be 5 from Isawali Empowerment Initiative. The 5 of you sit together and decide how we're going to write that proposal. So one organization, one vote. That's the principle.
So I want to know how the proposal is going to be look like. How is it going to look like? Can I have more details on it?
So Emmanuel, we sent you the template of the proposal, but we will send it again so you can see how the proposal will look like. And then based on that, you'll be able to fill it in.
Yes, Amy.
Yes, Susan.
Yeah, my question is there a special way that you're going to rank like organization for persons with disability?
So we're not the ones doing the ranking, Susan. You know, it's your fellow participants who are doing the ranking, Susan. And that's the process. But it's good that you've raised the questions of organizations for persons with disability. It's a question that the faculty can discuss, but any decision that is made has to be made in public, like we're doing right now, for transparency and openness. But thank you for bringing that to our attention. Oh, Daniel. Oh, Daniel is confused when he heard we will be marking the proposals and recommending those which have passed the test. How? Daniel, what's your organization? Guys, I'm going to answer this question one last time, and then the rest of the information, I will send it to email. So Daniel, what happens is each organization receives a proposal, and then we'll give you a criteria for ranking it out of 15. Then once you've ranked that proposal, you send it to us, you and all the other participants who are here. And then we'll be able to select the highest ranking proposals per region. Because this has to be a participatory process. One of the conditions of legal empowerment funding is that there is a participatory grant-making process, and this is one of them. Yes, Victoire. Victoire is saying that we should send the template for proposal writing. We will send the template, Victoire. We already sent it on WhatsApp, but we'll send it on email. We'll send it. What if the non-participation was hampered by internet hitches? Will it be counted as non-attendance, hence not able to qualify for a certificate? Sylvester will handle this on a case-by-case basis. So this is John Wilson's question. Please, Sylvester, take a note of that.
Hello?
Yes. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm asking, are you considering ex-offenders, the proposal?
It's fine. Ex-offenders is fine. Everyone can apply. As long as you've been in this course, it doesn't matter, you can apply.
Thank you.
Yes, Daniel Gangbe from Benin is asking if the certificate of participation will be sent. Systematic, no. So Daniel, what's going to happen is Sylvester will go and look at who has been participating. If you've participated 3 out of 5 times, he will make that certificate and he will send it to you. Seshika Chwene is asking, so what if all the proposals get 15 out of 15? What would be your next step? No, Seshika, no. This is a valid question, but we hope this is not going to be the case. But let us handle this on a case-by-case basis. Let's see how the ranking comes back. And then if all the organizations receive 15 out of 15, we will design another process for selecting the proposals. But let's first start with what we have. Antwi Emmanuel, how do I find my organization? We will send it to you.
I mean, we have 2 hands up, Sheila and then Carol.
Hi, Amy. Hi, Sylvester. Hi, everyone. I would like to, I feel like all the questions have been asked, like the answers that I have like to know whether LEF is open to funding larger organizations, considering their approach, because I've read about them before, and their approach is to reach those organizations who have fewer avenues of obtaining any funding. So I wanted to know if they're open to funding this fund, or if let's say I'm coming from a bigger organization, will that affect our application? Will they strictly be considering organizations that have fewer avenues of obtaining funding?
That's a good question, and Amy is here. She can answer that question.
Yeah, I mean, I think for the purposes of this course, we're not going to put a limit on where everybody that's participated in the course, every organization is eligible for the funding in this case. Typically for our calls for proposals, you're correct. We have targeted smaller organizations that don't have other avenues of funding. But the reason why we partner with the Grassroots Justice Network is to sort of further the learning that comes. And, so all organizations have the opportunity to learn. And I think what both large and small organizations can contribute learning that organizations of all sizes can also appreciate and take into account when they're planning their own work. So short answer is yes, you're still eligible.
Thank you.
Thank you. And Solomon is asking,
yes,
who will pay for the in-person exchange? That will be paid by Kituo cha Sheria and Isawali Empowerment Initiative. All that will be taken care of, including accommodation. So we will share with you at the point when we are ready to have the in-person exchange, what will be catered for. Aliu Abubakar comes from a government organization. Can he write the proposal? Amy, I am not sure if LEF funds government organizations.
We do not. So that will be, yeah, I guess did not realize we had government organizations in here. We fund nonprofits. On the rare occasion, we will fund social enterprises or other types of organizations, really depending on the context of their country. For example, in some cases, organizations are not able to register as a nonprofit. But I think Amy will talk offline about which organizations might be borderline, but I don't think we were not able to fund any government organizations for sure.
Okay, Roxanne is worried that if the proposal will be ranked fairly. So Roxanne, what we're going to do is, when you get a proposal, Roxanne, you will not know which country that proposal is from. You will not know which organization wrote that proposal because we will remove that information. All you have is the content before you and the criteria. So we trust that participants here will use the criteria we give them, and they will look at the content, and then they will mark accordingly. I hope that is sufficient enough for you, Roxanne. Ange Marie is asking, are there preferred thematic areas that the proposal is focusing on? No. As long as you are showing legal empowerment strategies, as long as you're showing how we're building community power, and you're showing lessons learned from the course and applying it in what it is that you're doing, as long as it is legal empowerment, that is fine. Remember, it's called the Legal Empowerment Fund. So you must use law as your organizing tool in the work that you're doing and apply lessons of building community power. So Lugando is asking, can the project be new, or can it be a continuation of an activity that stopped because of lack of financing? Amy, my take is that it doesn't really matter as long as it answers the questions in the proposal. For example, what is the concrete justice issue? What are the challenges you're facing, and what are the solutions you propose? I think that's clear enough, unless the Legal Empowerment Fund has separate understanding.
In terms of like the groups evaluating each other's proposals, like
no, in terms of, can funding go to a project that stopped because there wasn't enough financing, because the money just got finished?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Particularly if you're planning on but I think, I mean, from my perspective, yeah, absolutely. Let's get funding toward that and finish it out, particularly if you've learned stuff from this course or, from each other that you could apply and adapt the program moving forward too. So, but yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be brand new work. And in fact, it doesn't always, from our perspective, it doesn't make sense to always do brand new work. It makes sense to adapt, adjust, expand, rather than not that you can't try something new too, but from our perspective, we just want to see, reactions and changes to new learnings and new context. Yeah.
Okay. Lugendo, I hope that has answered you. You can proceed to apply even for a project that stopped because of funding. We've received some sad news in the chat. Fatumata cannot continue with the session because she just lost her aunt. So our condolences to Fatumata. She's from Guinea. She's in our group. I think we will call her and check up on Fatumata and hope that she'll be okay. Sorry about that, Fatumata. Mutala Mustafa, if you don't have a passport, Sylvester had advised to start looking for it when the time comes. This would be a good opportunity if you are in a position to travel or if your proposal has been selected. Susan, thank you so much for your warming words. It has been awesome engaging with you as well. You're a Persons with a Disability champion from Homa Bay, and this is really lovely. Okay, so I think we have come to the end of the session. And thank you all for sharing the key lessons that you have learned. Thank you all for being very encouraging. We don't take it for granted because it's not easy to have this Pan-African sort of exchange and have everybody with us. And now I hand it over back to Sylvester as we close the session. Thank you all so much. And now I go back to speaking French.
Thank you very much, Amy. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been insightful. It's been educative. But before we go, I just want us to hear quickly from two people, quickly, in 1 minute. The first person is Morgan. Morgan, I see you are here. So if you can just say a few words before we wrap up.
Hey, thanks, Sylvester. Hey, everybody. I think you can see me.
Yeah, we can see you.
The only word that I want to say is thanks. Thanks to everybody for coming. Thank you for sharing your stories. It has I love the image of a journey, and our time together has been short and quick, but it has been a journey. I feel like we've started in one place and together have moved to another place. It's very exciting. And now there's a new portion of the journey to begin. Some for this group, but mostly outside this group. The journey in your work, the journey in your work with your colleagues, with other communities, with paralegals, with legal empowerment as a whole. I hope you all have taken not just some spirit and motivation from this, but also some tactics and some real concrete skills that you'll continue to apply. The last thing I'll say is we have the WhatsApp group. We have each other's numbers. We know each other. I know we're all available whenever. So as you do that in your work, when challenges come up, when questions come up, we can turn to each other. Could turn to me whenever you need. You can turn to other folks on the call whenever you need. So again, my last word is thank you.
Thank you very much, Morgan. And then, of course, let me also get Michael, the Deputy Director of the Grassroots Justice Network, to give us a few words before we wrap up. He's been with us throughout the course from session 2 onwards, and then I see he's still here. So, Michael, if you can say a few words, then we wrap it up.
Hello, everybody. It's been a really great learning experience for me to learn from all of you and what you're working and the questions that have come up. This is something has been a bit of a pilot project, and we hope to do this in other regions within Africa, more extensively in other parts of the world with the learning from this course. We hope to spread this elsewhere. So we thank you for participating. And I look forward to hearing more in the WhatsApp and hearing from the projects and hearing from all of you following the course and how you apply your learnings and what you take home.
Thank you very much, Michael. So the final thing is for us to put on our cameras and then we take our pictures for the final session. So let me see. Kindly put on your cameras. Yes. And like Amy taught us, community power. So we do it on 2, 3, 1. Community power.
Community power.
Community power.
Nice. I need to do this. I'm taking the second one.
Professor, I don't know why I'm failing to see my face.
Yes, I see your face.
I don't know why.
I see your face. I'm doing the second one, please. 2, 3, 1. Community power.
Community power.
Community power.
Community power.
Community power.
And the last one. 2, 3, 1. Community power. Okay.
Community power.
Thank you very much, everyone. So far, so soon, we've come to the end of our journey. And please, we will share all the information with you as we've said. I want to say a very big thank you to all the facilitators, from Amy to Amina to Joy to Ishmael to Morgan to Glory to Esther to everybody. In fact, that has been an insightful session. And thank you all for all you do. And let us continue to build community power wherever we find ourselves, because together we can make the world a better place. So it's a wrap, and then have a good day, and you'll hear from us. It's bye-bye. And thank you too to our translators. Sorry, our interpreters. Sorry. You did amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you. We're grateful. Bye.
Thank you.